Well, Nick, it's a real pleasure to be talking to you and addressing you as the new 2012 Toyota Race Series champion. What a series for you. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much, Peter. It's been an incredible 5 weeks. I've worked pretty hard on the off season and since last year's series, so to come back and win this year means a lot. It's a pretty tough championship, and to walk away with the win is great.
Well, we've been following you from effectively from race one, and you've been competitive. You've been right on the pace, but it's been incredibly close, particularly with Mitch Evans coming in, barging his way in halfway through the series, and adding some additional competition. But let's just go back and catch up in detail with the last two rounds in Hampton and then Manfield. Hampton was a great weekend for you, really. You had the win and also another podium finish, and that really put you in good shape for the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to Hampton in the championship was still very close, so it was make or break weekend really. And compared to the championship rivals, we had three very strong results and ended up winning the round. So in that one round, we extended our points lead by over 100 points, which really gave me a good gap going into the final three races, which was quite important.
And race three there, I only saw the results, haven't really heard about it in detail, but you can talk us through. It looks like, to some extent, it was a bit of a definitive race because you won it. Mitch was second, Hannes was third, and Josh was right there too. So it looked like all the quick runners were there, and it was a good race.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that weekend there were four of us, all very equal pace, so it was going to come down to the guy who didn't make many mistakes and who got the best start. And my start was really good. We got the lead, and then from there I was able to control the race. There was two safety car periods, and through the middle of the race, I built a bit of a gap, so I was able to conserve the tyres. So with another safety car period with 4 laps to go, we had some left in the tank to be able to pull out a gap again. It meant a lot for my mental state as well because it proved to me that I knew I could do it. We had the speed too, and it wasn't like we won because other guys fell off, so that meant a lot.
And as we say, Mitch was right there, and we know how quick Mitch is and how good he is.
Yeah.
Just talk us through that last safety car. I'm imagining it now as we speak that it's always a bit tense when you are leading, and it's kind of, the checkered flag's not that far away, and a safety car does come out because there's always the risk of the restart. So what was it like in terms of when you went for it? What sort of gap did you have to Mitch as you crossed the line and things like that?
Well, I come out of the final corner and Mitch tried to do the sneak in, come up my inside to be on the right line for up the straight. So as soon as he did that, I had to go. And doing that, they were all quite close to me, so I defended into the first corner. But from there, Hannes made an attack on Mitch also. So for the next three corners, I need to drive perfectly and on the limit to try get a little gap. And then the next lap, I set the fastest lap of the race, which I think gave me a gap of around a second. So I could afford to back it off for the last two, but make sure that I didn't make any mistakes, and that's what it come down to.
Yeah, I saw that in the results. I think you're the only guy to get under the 70-second bracket around there. So brilliant lap. What's it like in terms of tyre temperature behind the safety car? Do you lose much tyre temperature? Is that always an issue in the first restart corner?
Yeah, you do a little bit, but I was keeping a close eye on my tyres because I had a bit of graining on my right front, and I wasn't wanting to sort of work it too hard on the safety car just in case I made that worse. And I was monitoring that a little bit, but because we'd been running for 18 laps, 17 laps, the tyres were quite hot and they needed a cool off period anyway, so it's quite good. But after the safety car, I think I'd managed my tyres quite well, and they were still okay by the end of the race.
Let's just go back to race one at Hampton, which is, of course, Mitch's return to the series, and he won that race. What was your reaction to Mitch coming back? I mean, did you see a different Mitch Evans to the one that you'd known the previous year with that year of European experience behind him? How quick was he relative to you, and how did that first race go?
The first race wasn't too bad. I got a good start, and on the first lap, I lost place to Hannes, and he got through. But from there, the three of us were very equal pace, and around that track, there's not much you could do apart from follow each other. And so Mitch's pace wasn't superior or surprising. We always knew he was going to be quick. And in qualifying, we were separated by, I think it was 0.02 of a second. So the difference between us was not big, and it was coming down to who did the best job in those opening couple of laps to who would win the races. And I think after he did win that first race, I had to say to myself, it'd be good to win and prove myself against him, but at the same time, I had a championship to look after as well. So I wasn't going to go nuts and not finish the race because of someone not involved in the championship.
Well, very good thinking. What was your championship lead then going into the last round at Manfield?
I think it was just over 120 points, so I only need to finish in the top 12 in all three races or something like that. And so it pretty much meant that if I had a good result on the first day, I just needed to finish the next day. And really at Manfield, that was the whole concentration for the first two races. I pushed as hard as I could in qualifying, and Mitch had a little bit on me, but we both had quite a bit on the rest of the field, which was really, really good for the both of us. And then for the first two races, I was a third and a fifth, which managed to cement us a championship. And it was a very good way to do it because it left me open and could go really hard for the Grand Prix.
Yeah, and just for those catching up with the series, the last race of this series is the New Zealand Grand Prix, which indeed is the race that everybody wants to win, particularly a Kiwi like yourself. And you did, and you won that without the pressure of the championship. And admittedly, Mitch had a problem 7-8 laps from the end, but nonetheless, you were there, mate. And what a day for you!
Yes, unbelievable day. It was a very tough race, obviously being 35 laps, and tyre management was very crucial. I think with 20 laps to go, I knew I was in trouble with tyres. For the first 15, we were right on Mitch, and I thought we were looking pretty good. But mid race, I'd sort of made the decision that I needed to cool off a little bit to have any chance at the end and try at least cement second. And Mitch did a fantastic job, apart from he had an engine failure with, I think, around 10 to go, which was very unfortunate. But like you say, we had to be there to take advantage of it, and we were. So it was still a nice victory to hold off harness and have that pressure behind me as well.
A lot of famous drivers have their names on that trophy, and a great win for you in so many ways. I guess everybody's saying to you now, Nick, what next? So I have to join the queue of people asking you that question. So let's hear it from you.
I'm still not 100% too sure. I've got a fairly good idea, and hopefully I can put something together in this week. I'd like to sort of have it confirmed by the end of this week and announced by next. So you have to give me another call next week, Peter, and we can talk about it.
I will. Well, you send me an email, because I won't bug you. I know what it's like. But as soon as you've got something to say, I'll be very pleased to talk to you again. And congratulations from all the viewers of the Flying Lap and all of us who follow motorsport. It's great to see a series like this, a young driver single-seater series, particularly over the winter. Very, very strong competition, and it's been a privilege for us to follow you through it. And now you won the championship. So I think we need to keep the good luck thing going here. Ever since you've been doing this stuff with us, it's been going well.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, thank you for your time as well. I really, really appreciate all the time you give me, Peter.
Beauty, mate. Good luck. As I say, keep in touch, and we'll be following your career with tremendous interest. Thanks very much indeed, Nick, and well done.
For sure. Thanks, Peter.
Cheers.